Welcome to the Great Plains Gravel Cup, powered by the SufferSooner podcast. If you're into riding gravel or just love a good challenge, you're in the right place. This is where we bring you all the gritty details from the world of gravel racing across Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska. We'll be covering 6 premier events, including Flint Hills, Open Range, Mule Skinner, Rock Ridge, Solstice, and Pony Express. All gravel, all awesome. Each episode will bring you stories from the leaders, race directors, first-timers, and some truly epic moments from these events. So buckle up and join us as we explore the heart of the gravel world. One race at a time. All right, guys, welcome to the Great Plains Gravel Cup, powered by SufferSooner. We are joined with Mark, who is the race director of Pony Express.
Been looking forward to this one for all season.
All season. Like the last race, the final stop on this 6-race series. I mean, it's just, when I think about it, I was like, oh man, we were racing in, Flint Hills, a couple of weeks ago. And it's like, no, that was like a couple months ago. So like this last stop, I'm excited to see how everything plays out and how the racing, and from what I can tell about this route, I think it's going to be a good race. So, Mark, thanks again for coming on and sharing your time with us. And, tell us all about this fantastic gravel race.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I've been looking forward to this all summer. Just met you guys this year, so that's kind of cool. Pony Express 120 Gravel Dash. We honored to be the final race in the Great Plains Gravel Cup Series. We're honored to be that and excited about it. So our event is 12th year already. We're actually the oldest event in this group, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was reading through the bio on the race page and stuff. I was like, oh man, 12 years. I'm like,
that's crazy.
That's insane, right?
Year one was 2014. There was 65 riders, and we're looking for 400 this year. So who wants number 400 number plate?
Nice,
right? So, you guys are almost sold out too, like 80% full, which is awesome, right? Like I always hear good things about this race too, and it does come like in September, which is for me is like primo triathlon season, and so I have yet to race that race, but it is on the list of a race to do. So like it's I can't believe it's like just coming up, and it's people are just still like signing up for these races, even after that hot summer.
I was going to say, I mean, it's so now I have to ask because it's 14 years, right? Mm-hmm. And September in Kansas can be, you could get anything from 110 degrees
right
to like a 40-degree morning and 85, 90 by mid-afternoon. So like, what's the weather going to be like? And I know you can't forecast the weather this far out or anything like that, but just generally, like, how's the weather been for this event? I mean, that first week of September, it's got to be beautiful more times than not, right?
More times. I'll tell you, in 11 years, we've had one windy day. We've had one hot day that was like upper 90s. We had one rain year 3 years ago.
Okay.
We've had 8 perfect days. So
what I'm hearing is a hot, windy, rainy day coming up.
No, we don't want all 3, but no.
Right.
September. I'm grateful. This started as a Chamber of Commerce event with Brenda Stagenborg here, and Paul Brasby started this event in 2014. They picked an awesome time of year. For a better time of year. Now, it is a little odd for cycling. We lose some people to cyclocross, and school activities are cranking up. If you got kids in school, it's a busy time of year, and we understand that. College football is going on, and but our event is growing every year. Like I said, we were 65 now. We almost hit 400 last year. We expect to this year. It's been great to be involved with the Great Plains Gravel Cup because it's bringing us new racers. We've always had some racers, but not every year. I think we're going to get more racers this year, because they're competing for the points. We have some. I was looking through the standings this morning, and we've got some top 10, top 5 people that haven't signed up yet. So it'll be interesting. There's 50 spots left, so hopefully they get on it and get in.
Last minute Larry's.
Point of order. So what happens when one of those shows up thinking they registered? Because this happened to Travis.
Yeah, did you hear about that at Bobby's Rock Ridge? I thought I registered.
Yeah.
walks up, tries to give his name. They're like, we have no idea who you are. He's like, don't you know who I am?
I'm like, don't
Look
you know
at this
who I
jersey.
am?
Don't
Like,
you know
don't
who
know-
I am? And they're like, sir, we have no idea who
Nobody
you are.
nobody knows who we are.
You didn't register for this event, sir.
Yeah.
So he had to go off to the side like an amateur and
Well, I'll tell
register
you,
real quick.
we've never done same day registration. I'll say that.
Yeah.
We've done some Friday, and week of, but our registration closes on Tuesday the 2nd. So
Get it in, guys.
Get
That's
it in,
right.
guys. Last minute Larry's.
we've had a couple years where we had a wait list, and we got everybody in. If you get on the
Good.
wait list, we'll probably get you in, because
Good.
we always account for no shows. We always
Sure.
got
Yeah.
So, but I'd rather not have anybody show up that morning.
Yeah, no.
So make
Yeah.
your plans.
Yeah, it was more embarrassing for me than I think. I was just like, I could have sworn I registered for that race, and I did not. It totally spaced me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I can get it. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on. And so, like, there is some really interesting stuff about this race. There's Brewski Hill. Is that right?
Yeah. So
Is that what you were saying?
we pick a particularly challenging hill early on, typically when people still got some matches to burn.
still don't know.
Yeah.
Still don't know what they're in for.
Right. If you get up that hill without putting your foot down or walking it, you get a nice little coupon for a free beer at the finish line.
Oh,
Nice.
heck yeah.
So there'll be somebody handing you those. It's going to be an all new hill. We've repeated some hills in the 12 years, but this one we've never had. It's one of those barely a road, and it's grassy and some loose rock, so it's going to be a challenge. And,
Now the question is, how many coupons do you have, and how many do you expect to use?
Right?
we usually, we take about 75% of the numbers out there, because
Okay.
we want to give away a beer.
Of
Yeah.
course,
fun.
of course.
So, but we'll see. It's going to be a challenge. And then we also have the King of the Mountain, Queen of the Mountain designation. And sometimes the same hill, sometimes it's different. This year it'll be the same hill. So first one up, male and female, get a special award. That's tied in with Pink Gravel. Amy and John Knopf help
Awesome.
us with that.
Okay.
And,
That'd be awesome.
Queen of the Mountain, King of the Mountain. So they'll be up there cheering you on, along with me and some other people. So that'll be fun. And one of the other kind of unique things, you get to carry some mail. You are a Pony Express rider, so you get a letter laminated.
Oh.
It's got the checkpoints listed where you're going to be going, and you get that punched at the checkpoints. We're supposed to check that at the finish line to make sure you got all the checkpoints. Doesn't always happen, but it's also kind of a neat souvenir to take home with you, because you're carrying the mail. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit, because you mentioned Pony Express, and that has to be a really nice tie into history. Like, tell us the story behind the mail piece there.
Well, we wanted to have the tie-in. The Pony Express is so unique and so short-lived. I don't know if people realize how short it was. A year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Which is,
history and the
but it's-
lore just really still catches people's
The legend lives.
yeah, the
Sure.
legend lives on with that, right? It's just insane when you find out how long it actually lasted,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh,
So we've got a poster. This is a recreation of the original recruiting poster for Pony Express riders. And it's hard to read, but I'll read it. So this is when they're trying to get riders. Young, skinny, wiry fellows, not over 18, must be expert riders, willing to risk death daily. Orphans preferred.
orphans preferred. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wages
I don't
were-
qualify for any of those.
Wages
Yeah.
were $25 a week, which is,
Yeah.
in 1860, that was some good
Some
money.
good money.
Yeah.
You had to be expendable, basically.
Wow.
And I don't know if anybody knows how much it cost to mail a letter by the Pony Express in 1860 and 61. It was $5.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
average Joe didn't mail a letter by Pony Express.
I was going to say, and
For the
not really,
lawyers.
and not much of a guarantee it was going to make it there either.
Right,
That's the
yeah.
other thing.
If they killed the writer, the mail probably didn't
Probably didn't go.
get
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
it's just that interest and that lore of that kind of situation. Still, we get people coming through. We have a home station here in Marysville, original building still,
Yeah.
and people come through from all over the world, all over the United States, to see stuff like that and see the history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we've got a trail history that's amazing. Not only the Pony Express, the Oregon Trail came through here, California Trail, Mormon Trail. It's just amazing And if you think about those people traveling those trails, I mean, we go down the highway at 80 mile an hour in our air conditioning, stereo,
Yeah.
Take it for granted, huh?
and they were walking on the
Yeah.
Oregon
Yeah.
Trail,
Yeah.
or the Point Express, or on a horse, trying to outrun danger.
Right.
We're pretty spoiled, but yeah, the trail history is pretty interesting. So we've got
Yeah,
a lot of that here in Marysville.
I was going to say the Pony Express that you just held up there. Imagine if that was an Amazon Prime driver. Like,
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
yeah, I think we kind of come a long way since those days. Yeah.
they'd be wimping out. So, but hopefully, and our check-in Friday afternoon, evening check-in is at the Point Express Museum. So hopefully you can come
Nice.
Friday and check out the museum and all the other stuff. We got a shakeout ride also Friday. Every year we have a writers meeting Friday evening. There's a spaghetti supper before the writers meeting. But the writers meeting, we talk about all the important stuff, and we give away a lot of awesome swag from our sponsors, like Panaracer, Lauf, Garmin, Cantu. All those companies are great to us, give us a lot of stuff to give the riders, and that's a bonus for coming on Friday evening, because so we hope you can come spend a couple days here. So one of the other things that's kind of unique, if you do the 120, we have a horseshoe award
Oh.
for 7 hour. Well, actually, we had to make a 6 hour of this last year.
Oh, wow.
If you finish under 6, under 7, under 8, under 9, you get a horseshoe award. And if you're in
Nice.
the relay, you also get those. So
Oh, that's cool.
that's a little incentive. Like I said, we'd never had a 6 hour finisher till last year.
Wow.
Wow.
We had to make some 6 hour horseshoes, and we've got them ready this year.
Nice.
It's another
Nice.
fast year. So just something kind of quirky about our event to tie it to the history and things like that. We like to do. So
New item on the list for sure. I mean, you got belt buckles in a few places, and now a horseshoe.
And now a horseshoe, yeah.
For sure. I got
For sure.
One of them.
And the overall men's win 120, women's 120 winner get a wall clock.
Nice.
Some other neat
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
So how's the gravel looking out there? Have you been out there lately? Is it shaping up pretty good? I know we've had some weather roll through in the last week or so.
Yeah, we've been dry generally this last week. It's been a wet summer, extremely wet. It's just, I've driven everything recently, and it's just crazy to see how green it is and lush for August. Usually it's not.
Yeah.
It looks like May instead of August. So, and the roads have, especially the dirt roads have taken a beating with the heavy rains and continuous rains. But, we got some good county maintainers, and they're keeping them in good shape. And we like to have a good variety of gravel and dirt. We'll hope for a dry day so we can keep you on those MMRs, because those are the most fun. We love that. So, but I think in general things are looking good. We work closely with our county and road department, sheriff's department, and the 2 counties we're going to be in, so they know what's going on, and let us know if they're going to take a bridge out on Friday or something.
Right. Give us a little heads up, if you guys could, that'd be great.
We don't want any last minute unknown detours. So
Right.
we have a lot of train traffic through here. Union Pacific here is huge employer, and we work with them so they don't park a train. Can't stop them from bringing a train through, but we can ask them not to park a train on a crossing and delay everybody. So we work closely with everybody, police, sheriff, all that. Make it a good ride for you. So
yeah, for sure.
Good.
So you mentioned the 4 checkpoints. Tell us a little bit about the stops themselves, and maybe any other unique areas on the course that you want to call out.
We try to go to different towns around the county and neighboring counties. We'd like to involve other communities. We have tremendous community support here in Marysville. Yeah. They've embraced, the businesses in the community have embraced this event. Like I said, it started as a Chamber of Commerce event. It's their event. We just run it, and they love it. And we try to do that in other communities. We'll be in Frankfort, Kansas, smaller town. It's actually where I work. We have a school group that helps with our checkpoint there. This is going to be their 3rd year for the same class. They love it.
Wow.
And then we're going to go to Seneca. We have never been to Seneca before, so we got some school groups over there. We have a 4-H group that helps in another town. We've had all sorts of groups that help, and we donate, some of our proceeds to those groups to help them out. So we love doing that. But we have 3 different distances: the 35, 65, and 120. and we try to go, like I said, all different areas. So once in a while we get up into Nebraska. Pony Express route went into Nebraska from here, not far from here. So last year we were up in that area. This year we're going a different direction, but this year's route is kind of like I wanted to kind of make it. My son Aaron and I work on the route together, and he wanted to go to Seneca, and I'm like, well, I want to do like a greatest hits. We got some of our coolest stuff that we've had over the years on combined into this route, plus like the Brewski Hills all new. So try to have some of the good stuff and new stuff all together. So
is this course, do you tend to tweak it a little bit every year, or have you historically had sort of the same general layout?
We've never really repeated a route till year 10 when we kind of, but it still had some tweaks because in 10 years things change.
Sure.
Bridges go out, roads are changed, so you can't do the identical route. It's really hard. But this year's route takes a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and some new, and we have endless roads. We're in a kind of unique area. We have the Big Blue River, so we got these awesome river valleys. We're at the north edge of the Flint Hills, so we got some of that. We got some upland farm ground. Just a great variety of terrain to take you guys out on.
And then what kind of, I think, like, what type of gravel do you tend to have out there? Do you get into some of the pea-sized gravel that you get up in like in the Nebraska area, or is it mostly crushed limestone, or is it
not
chunky?
So much.
Just curious.
Yeah, we got some variety again.
Okay.
We get into the Flint Hills, so you get a little bit of that sharp line, Flint rock gravel. If we go west, you stay near the rivers, it's sandier gravel because they get it out of the river. Went into the neighboring county to the west, Washington County. The Little Blue River is much sandier, so that was definitely a sandier gravel. So we just got a good variety. We don't have much of that big chunky white rock like they tend to have in Nebraska sometimes. But good variety of stuff. So.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Good.
So tell us about the distances that you have for this, because I think the 120, I always forget that this has the 120, which it's the premier distance. It's the one everybody does. But we always think of like open range has the 120-ish miles. And
they have the 100K and the 200K.
But I'm like, oh, that's the longest one. I'm like, no, wait, I think Pony Express might actually be longer depending on which route you go.
Usually a couple miles longer. 24 this year, 126 the one other year. But we try to keep it at 120. You know how that is.
Right, 120-ish
miles,
according to Bobby.
Right now, the 120 is 120.3 something. So
good.
Right there, unless the rain route, that'll be a little tougher.
Okay.
We try not to. We'll have to have a little pavement, but we'll hope for the dry route because we all love MMRs and dirt roads, and that's more fun. So,
and then is there a 60-ish mile route? Is that right?
Yeah, 65. We kind of creeped up to like 75 for a few years there, and then people are like, we like 60 something. So we went back down to 60 something, and that's the one we get the most number of riders for.
Sure.
But the racers and if you're after points, you're going to get more points for the 120. So that's like I said, the premier distance and it'll be good.
Do you like to send the shorter courses over some of different MMR roads, or you try to use the same MMR roads that were longer courses they're using, and then kind of like front load them with some of the early stuff and then have them come back quicker, or you kind of like spread the love out?
Yeah, our 65 and 120 are going to start out together, and they're going to get all they're both going to get the Brewski Hill, some of the really cool stuff together, and then they'll split. And then after that, it's, there's still some unique stuff for the 65 to finish on. The 35 uses our Blue River Rail Trail that goes north of Marysville, and we'll start out on that and get off and do, minimal climbing. It's our 35 is for new people. That's kind of what we gear it towards. And because back when my wife and I took this over, there was only the 65 and the 120, and we had all these local people. I'm trying to say, you got to try this. Come on, you can do it. And they're like, I can't do 60 miles and do 30, right? And well, yeah, okay. So that's, we added the 30, and that goes a totally different direction, like I said, on the rail trail. And it's definitely a fun ride. They're going to have fun. They're going to see some cool stuff. They got a little bit of dirt road on theirs too.
Yeah, good.
It's not as much. So,
Yeah, I do like it when like race directors on the shorter courses, you know, I don't want them to like lull the average rider into like a false sense of like, oh no, everything's super nice and easy, and then they go to the net, then they're like, oh, I did the 30 last year, I'm going to do the 60 this year, and then they're like, where do these roads come from? You know, like I like it when like race directors give just like a little bit of, here's a little taste of what like that you can see on a gravel ride.
Yeah.
But when you do the longer ones, you get a little bit more of this, you know, it's in proportion. So I think that's great.
We've had some local riders, you know, step up through the progression, you know, and then love it. So that's, we want to get people hooked and bring them back. We kind of pride ourselves, you know, with that 35, we are a first to gravel event for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And we get a lot of return riders too, but we definitely want to see new people each year. That's why we go do the expos. We did the Unbound Expo. We did the Iowa Bike Expo in January. We just got back from Gravel Worlds Expo. You know, we're always reaching out, trying to find new people that don't know about our event. Get them here to see the history and have fun with our group. So,
well, I think that's the thing. Like before this race, I had to be honest. I mean, the only thing I knew about Marysville is it was a little dot on a map in Kansas. You know, I didn't really know much about it. But then, you know, I love how you tied the history, and you told us a little bit about that earlier. And I think people don't realize like how close it is to Kansas City. Still, it's just a couple hour drive. It's not terribly far away.
Yeah.
So it's I'm guessing you probably get a number of riders from the Kansas City area, from the Emporia area, probably from Nebraska. So it's funny how it's such a small town in you know, sort of north central Kansas, but it's pretty close to a few major areas. I bet you get a pretty good geographic draw, don't you?
Yeah, we're situated right in the middle of a lot of cities. You know, we're a little over an hour from Lincoln, 2 hours from Omaha, 2 hours from Kansas City, hour from Manhattan. So yeah, we definitely, Lincoln, Nebraska is our biggest draw from out of town. There's such a great cycling community in Lincoln. Of course, Manhattan, Emporia. Probably the second or third most riders we get are from Emporia, you know, with the gravel cycling community they have there, and we love that. And of course, Kansas City too. And you know, we get riders typically from 16 states and Canada. We got a couple.
Wow.
Come from Canada every year. They've been here every year except the COVID year when the border was shut down. So it's pretty cool. So
that is awesome. Yeah. Do you have riders that have consistently finished like, you know, top 3, top 10, maybe win it? Have you had repeat winners?
Oh yeah, Roger Williams. Everybody knows Roger. Roger has won our event probably 6 to 7 times.
Nice.
Different distances. He won the first 2 120s.
Okay.
And then he has done some 65, 75, wins those, or top 3 in those. So, but yeah, we get some repeat people. And one thing that's kind of unique also, we kind of keep track of people that have done it every year. Roger was right there. Well, Roger has done it every year, different distances. My son, Aaron Hoffman, has completed the 120 every year. And of course, he's getting pretty superstitious now. New Jersey have the right number, you know, all that. But then we have a local lady, Debbie Price, who's done our 65, 75 every year, and she's in her 60s, and she's such a strong, awesome rider, and she just does it every year. It's great. She signed up the morning of the first one. And, you know, 14, yeah. So, and of course, my wife and I have been involved, Renee, with, you know, we rode the first 5 years. By year 3, we were helping, and then recruiting. You know, we go to their events and telling everybody, you got to come to Marysville. And so then Paul and Brenda said, like, why don't you just take this over, you guys, because you're the recruiters.
Yeah.
We ended up in the spot as race directors. So it was a life-changing experience for us, the first gravel dash. It changed our lives, and it, you know, we didn't know we were going to have a bike store in Marysville either. So 14 years ago, and it's just amazing how many people meet, you know, through cycling and gravel cycling. I wouldn't know you guys, you know.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Know me. I challenge people to go through their phone contacts, and you know, what's the percentage of people in your phone contacts or your Facebook friends are due to cycling? It's amazing.
Yeah.
The people you meet from all over the world. You know,
right.
Everywhere. It's just incredible.
So we haven't had the chance to have you on before. I like to ask these questions especially for race directors, because as you mentioned, you've been doing this for so long. So Talk to us about something you've learned along the way that, if you had it to do all over again, you would have done differently or better, or, but there has to be some things you've learned along the way and have some good stories to tell, I'm sure.
Well, the main thing to make a great event, I hope we're a great event. We get a lot of great feedback, but is you got to have leadership, you've got to have community support, and you've got to have tremendous volunteers.
Yeah.
And early on, we had smaller group of volunteers, and we probably worked them into the ground, ourselves and the volunteers.
Sure.
Now
Yeah.
we have a tremendous Wayne or one Marysville. It's a Chamber Main Street travel and tourism all in one now. He's our director, and he's tremendous about getting volunteers. But we have like 100 volunteers now, and it makes a better event. If I'd known that to start, I would have just, immediately worked on getting more volunteers, because we hear that all the time on the writer survey. You got awesome volunteers. And we got a core group besides the 100 that would help on race day. We got a core group of like 15 or so that meet 10 months out of the year. And, we've got somebody Rory takes care of partnership coordination. Matt Hopkin used to do that for us, did a tremendous job. And my wife takes care of, like check-in, setting that up. And, we've got a treasurer, Tony Smith, that takes care of finances, so I don't have to worry about that. And, people we can really rely on that just make this, it doesn't give me a heart attack every year now to try to get all this done.
I say that's the common thread that we always hear is the volunteers. I don't think people realize like how heavy the lift is to do a grassroots event like this. I mean, we talked a lot about some of the bigger events out there, and you were just at one of them at Gravel Worlds, right? These massive events, and I mean, those are a whole different spectacle of a different level. But that also brings in, I don't know about Gravel Worlds, but we know like Unbound, like they pay a crew to come in and do a lot of the heavy lifting. Yeah. But for grassroots events, like it doesn't happen without really, really awesome people in the community. I mean, it's the community people. It's not like you're trucking people in from halfway across the country for these things.
No,
it's people actually want to do it.
Yeah, we're not getting paid. We just do it because we love to do it. We like to help people have a fun day, and
that's right.
We give our volunteers a gas card if they got to ride to a checkpoint or something, But it takes a tremendous group to make a great event. You mentioned Gravel Worlds. We were just up there. We kind of co-op with Jason. It used to be Corey and Jason, and we go do a run stop support for them on Friday for their run, and then Jason comes down and does a checkpoint for us for our event. So that's really cool. To work with an event that's a lot bigger than ours, but he's willing to
help each other out.
He's willing to help us, and we love that. And we always get involved with Unbound. We've been with Jim Cummins way back in the day, and that's pretty fun to our little event can help out theirs, and they help out us. So
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and I think that's what I love about this Gravel Cup series too, is that it's not, it's not like Gravel World, or it's not Unbound, or it's not Leadville. It's, all these big name things, but it's not to say that, any race is better than the other race. Like the gravel roads out here are the same gravel roads that, Unbound uses, and there's so much great gravel out here that like to just have one event that showcases it is just not doing
it justice.
Yeah, it just doesn't do it justice. There's just so much good riding out here that I think, once I really hope that like, this series continues to grow, and like your guys' races continue to grow, and it just, kind of just gets people more people on bikes. I mean, that's
I think
there.
The Gravel Cup thing was kind of, it's good for our event. So like I said, it's going to bring some more racers and more attention. Personally, it's been a great thing for my wife and I. We've been doing gravel events for years, and you have lofty goals, and it usually doesn't happen. But when you make a commitment, we made a commitment. We're going to do this series. There's two of the events we hadn't been to before, so it's always good to try something new. Had never got to Mule Skinner and Rock Ridge before, and we did those, and it made us train better, harder, be more serious about it. I jumped onto single speed because I'm in the Masters age group, and I'm looking at Flint
And you're
Hills.
looking at all those guys, and you're like, no.
Like in February, March, I'm thinking, there's way too many old guys. I'm not going to get any points. I'm like, I got a single speed. Let's give that a try. And that's been an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Being competing with guys like Gabe and Andy
Eric.
Phillips,
Yeah.
Eric, Ben Sachs.
Yeah.
Ben,
And then you're just like, oh man, I can't even on a single speed.
right?
I can't like
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've learned so much from those guys, how to ride, how to attack, when to rest. And it's been fun. And I'm second in points, which is pretty weird. I'm not going to race in our event, and it's been really cool with Andy. Everybody knows Andy probably, and he's such a great guy. He just finished the 300 last night again at Gravel Worlds for the 5th time.
He's crazy.
He's the only one that's done that, but Andy and I have leapfrogged all season, because he's always up for the big adventure. That's what he does. So first race he does the 120 Q card, which got less points. I got more points. And then we go to open range, which was the rainy, sloppy day. And I'm like, I just want to keep him in sight.
Yeah.
He's usually a half mile ahead of me or so. And then at that turnaround down south, he stopped to take his rain gear off, and I caught him. And then I stayed with him. But the next checkpoint, he didn't stop. And I got to stop.
Oh man.
And I never saw him again, So he got ahead of me there. And then we go to, if you know Andy, he rides to events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll ride to Marysville from Topeka, 90 some miles, ride our 120, and then ride home. So Mule Skinner, he rides from Topeka over through Kansas City to all night to get to Lone Jack, and he got
I heard about
sleep.
that.
Yeah, an hour sleep. I'm like, I got a shot. I can beat him today.
Yeah, you're saying I got a chance.
I got a chance. I did beat him that day, barely. So I got back in the lead. So then we go to Solstice, and of course he's going to do the 100. I was signed up for the 100, and heat. I'm like, no, I can't deal with heat like that.
Yeah.
So he got more points. He gets back in the lead. Go to Rock Ridge. Of course, he's going to do the overnight, the dark side, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
So I got more points. He got less. So now I'm second. He's third, but he'll get me. Point Express. So he'll be second. And, we're all looking at Gabe. But that's all right. It's been a pretty cool experience.
If you want, we can get an email crafted, and you can tell them, hey, there's a new distance for Pony Express. It's the 240.
It's the 240.
You can register right
you
here.
You basically ride the next day. Yeah, two laps.
Yeah.
And you start it the day after the event.
Right.
And you get less points.
Right.
So,
I mean, you're going to at least register for your event. You get 1 point for that, right?
I'm going to get my 2 points.
Yep.
I signed up, and I'll check in, and that'll be my throwaway, because I made all 5 of the other ones.
I mean, to be fair, you should get bonus points for directing a race
We were
to
talking to Bobby the other night in Lincoln about how we can do some bonus points next year. Like my wife Renee's like, well, how about these little small events like Haddam Hounds, or things like MEC. Maybe you get 1 bonus point for going and doing these other little grassroots.
Yeah.
He's like, that's interesting.
The first second year that these things are trying to take off or whatever. Like, that'd be cool.
Bonus points. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's been, like I said, the points have been interesting. Added things. My wife's in top 5 in Masters Women, so she's actually going to race our event instead of helping me all day. So
she's like, I have a chance.
I got to hold on to my spot here.
I got to hold on to my spot. I could take more.
Yeah.
I got to get out there.
But she's not going to catch Courtney, because she's plus 50 and leading that, and over.
Courtney's an
women.
animal. Yeah,
Courtney's crushing us. And we're
everybody.
Younger.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty amazing. So,
she is just putting on a clinic out there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see her, and hopefully Hannah is feeling good and is able to make it up there. And
Hannah won our event one time. And
that's what she was saying when we interviewed her last time. And,
2019, I think, which was an extremely tough year, and she dominated that day. So yeah.
So you mentioned single speed. So we've had a few single speeders on lately. So tell us a little bit about your single speed setup.
Well, I had we sell Salsa Storm Chasers here at Backroads Bicycles. So I had one for a couple of years. I never competed on one, but And then I painted it over the winter. A
Mm-hmm.
friend of ours, customer Jackie Gregory from Fairbury, Nebraska, who races single speed with Rob, and she wanted me to paint her bike over the winter. I'm like, well, let me paint mine first.
A little
So I
practice.
painted,
Yeah, let me just make sure it's not all
yeah,
messed up.
painted, so I hired the guy. I did all the prep, and I have a guy that painted it. But
Yeah.
well, we did both our bikes, and I have this brand new paint job sitting there, and I'm thinking, okay, that's like I said, I'm going to ride single speed because I can't get any points, but pretty basic setup on mine, just 38, 17, or 18,
Yeah.
whichever, and
Whatever the day is. Yeah.
Yeah.
and some nice, awesome Panaracer X1 tires have been awesome
Yeah.
for me, and like I said, mostly just watching these guys ride and learn how to stand up in the
Yeah.
drops. Never done that before. To get more weight up there on the pedals and just relax going downhill and rest and watch everybody pedal away from you on the flat. That
Yeah.
was
And not get frustrated.
Yeah. Not get frustrated. Yeah.
pretty disheartening on race one, Flint Hills. It's like 5 miles flat leaving
Yeah.
Americus, and there everybody goes. I'm like,
See you
why
later.
did I want to do this? Yeah.
So I have to ask you. That's right. So I have to ask you then. So now, having done this, which is your preference now, single speed or geared bike?
Well, I have an awesome geared bike. I have a Lauf True Grid I've had for years, and I went back to that for Unbound just
Uh-huh.
because I didn't want to watch 2,000
Sure.
riders go away from me.
Yeah.
But I cramped more with the geared bike than I have with the single speed. That's I haven't figured that out yet, unless I'm just
Wow.
standing up more. I don't know. It's been weird, but I really enjoyed the single speed, and it's
Yeah.
So
unique, quirky crowd you get to deal with. So
that's a good way to put it, because we've interviewed a few single speeders lately, and it's been
Yeah.
a unique, quirky conversation.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
good. It's good.
Yeah.
Travis and I are now in the market for single speeds this
Are you?
off season, and
Yeah.
we've both talked about it. And it's like, are we crazy enough for that? I don't think
Are we crazy?
might
I don't
be.
know. We might be.
you got to give
Yeah.
it a try.
Yeah.
I think I might have to be getting a hold of you about it.
And like
Yeah.
like I said, I haven't been in this good a shape for like 7 years, and
Yeah.
and it's because of the single speed. And I had a knee replacement 4 years ago, and
Okay.
getting strength back in that leg is tough
Yeah.
because it declined for years. I got
Right.
PFL at Bleeding, Kansas, and I'm like, okay, it's time for a new knee because I'm really sucking. But getting that strength back, I think I got more strength back in that leg this year doing single speed, just because you gotta get after it,
Yeah. You got to get after it. You
get up
gotta-
the hill, or you're gonna walk it.
Yeah.
So
So.
I give it a
Good.
try.
Yeah, I think so. I think some you guys have kind of talked me into giving it a try. So I'll be looking pretty hard here come after September.
Well,
Yeah.
when you're here in Marysville, we got a couple on the floor. You can go take a spin on it. Check it out.
Yeah,
that's a sales tactic
Wife
if I've ever heard one.
will not. She will not let me throw my leg over a bike. She's like, you can look at it from the window, but the second you throw your leg over it,
The only time
not
I've seen
happening.
the only time I've seen Travis do that is at Unbound Expo when the Argon 18 tent was there, and it's only because they didn't sell them. They couldn't sell them there.
Yeah, they couldn't sell it.
Wow.
I had to make sure. I made sure. I was like, "You're not selling these ones, right?"
Yeah, right.
And they're like, "No, we're not selling." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah,
So I can sit on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely for sure, got to check it out. But yeah, so getting back to the series, how have you have felt like overall, like with all the races included? Have you guys do you think it's an overall positive series event for you, or or are you? I'm kind of like thinking like the old school kind of gravel, like, oh, you don't need to series up my gravel, or don't need to like competitivize my spirit of gravel type stuff.
Well,
like,
I think the great thing, I think it's been great for our event and individually, like we were talking about. But I think Bobby did it right because he doesn't change our events. We don't have to change anything about our event. He just takes our results and plugs them into his scoring. There's no UCI telling us what to do, what we got to do, and we're making a few small changes just to have a better, safer finish line because we're gonna have more races.
Sure.
Things like that. But we don't have to change anything. None of the races had to change anything. We're all similar. size, grassroots, maybe, bigger grassroots, but,
Right.
we don't have to make changes. And I think that's a great way to do it. And I think everybody's enjoyed it because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I again like going to a lot of these races this year, and and just being with the group, it's always just felt like each race is its individual, distinct. It still has its own like flavor, which is I think an overall positive that I have for the series. So yeah, it was just, I always like to ask the race directors just to, kind of get their input. I'm not like, trying to start, gravel beef with Bobby. Like, no, I love Bobby. Everybody loves Bobby. Like again, like it's good to find out like whether or not it's like a positive thing or some people just don't like it,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I haven't really heard any negative. I mean, I've heard people
I have
like, they know they can't do all the races, so they're not really watching the points that much. Because, it definitely, if you can do all and finish all events, you're going to be in the top 5,
Sure.
10. But so, but nobody's complaining about it. There's
Right.
changing events or anything like that. So,
No, and I think that's what's good about Bobby's stuff is like, you register, you get a point, check in, you get a point, you finish, you get a point, and then where you finish, you get points. So it's like everybody gets something, and then like, and you can still, you don't have to race it. If you just want to go there and have a good day, you can go there and have a good day. So
yeah, and
I think that's. Go ahead.
I think what they will appreciate it as race directors, that point for signing up and point for checking in. That's pretty cool because we always have no show percentage, and
Sure.
maybe that'll help a little bit with that. People get those points.
I think too, this being the first year of the whole series, I know there was a lot of information put out there trying to explain how it would work and all of that. It's a lot to commit to 6 events. As you said, there's a lot of people that have gotten into this, like, I just can't do all 6. So, maybe they don't follow the points. I think year number 2 for this thing is going to be huge. I think people now see what it is, and you have a chance to kind of plan for it a little bit differently, and maybe build your season around 6 events versus maybe just saying like for me, for example, I would typically build my season around like one big event, and then everything else just kind of supplements it. I might look to say, maybe I target 2 or 3 of these events as like prime A races, and then the other 3 are just, hey, I'm going to go with whatever fitness I got, but maybe I have a chance to go a little harder, and have a chance to get maybe a little higher in the rankings. We'll see.
I've had people tell me that. I've had, because I'll ask people, hey, even while we're riding, are you compete with the points? And they're like, no, I can't make them, but I think next year I'm going to try to make them all. Yeah.
I think you said it earlier, like there's going to be a lot of folks that recognize that their fitness is stronger this year because of this series. And if you start dedicating to saying, hey, I'm going to commit next season to these 6 races, and I'm really going to go for it, like watch people's fitness go through the roof, and they're going to have so much fun when that happens.
Yeah.
So it's going to be even more fun than they're having now. And I really think year number 2 has an opportunity to just explode on this thing. And, Travis is right. So all these races have awesome gravel, awesome roads that any one of them, like you could turn this whole series into like a destination event kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you should travel to show up to each of these events and be a part of the series.
Yeah.
So, and we know a few people that have. We know a few people are coming.
Yeah,
from.
we know Colorado Doug. He's a super fan of our of the podcast, and we love talking to him every time. But he comes from Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Every time comes all the way over.
Yeah.
Comes, rides the courses early.
Scopes it out.
Scopes it out. He's totally loves it. He thinks it's great what Bobby's doing, and he loves the gravel that we have out here. So I'm like, yeah, dude, bring more people out here to check it out because it's awesome, So.
Right, I agree.
So cool. What else you got?
That's about it. You know what I forgot to ask?
Yeah.
What's the elevation on these? I didn't get to see what's the elevation on the 120?
120 is going to be 5,500, 6,000.
It's good.
That's
typical
good
for the area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like you're trying to rip people's legs off with a bunch of climbs, so that's
Right.
good.
No,
We appreciate that.
got a few climbs, but and some rollers. Good. I like variety.
Yeah, me too.
Variety's
I'm not a big fan of just the same kind of like, oh, it's flat, or oh, it's just softly rolling, or
You know, and a mile or two of pavement gives people a break to, mess with their bike or something while, just take a breather. So that's all right.
rethink their life choices, is the way you say.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right.
So, well, before we wrap it up, I think we gotta break Mark in on some rapid fire.
Oh yeah. Yep. So this is part of the show. I don't know if you've listened to us, Mark, but this is where we have rapid fire. Chat GPT, not us. So don't get mad at us. Chat GPT gives us its spiciest questions for this for you guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right.
So not too spicy per se, but here's these are in the spirit of don't think, just answer.
All right.
Okay.
So just quick answers, whichever one makes more sense. All right. All right. So we're gonna run through these pretty quick. More stressful, weather forecast or writer emails?
Forecast.
He's like, I got to volunteer for the emails.
No, I wish.
I don't deal with that anymore.
Yeah, I don't deal with that anymore. Forward.
I'm not ready for that yet.
All right. I have to change this one up because I know you don't have signs on the course. The course is not marked, correct?
35 is.
35 is.
New
All right.
people,
So all right. So here we go. So easier to fix, a broken course map or a broken rider ego?
Map.
I tell you, mapping is so much easier now than it used to be. I have
Yeah.
to think. Like, I can't imagine life without Ride with GPS right now. So,
Oh, I know, right?
yeah.
Actually, our first two events were Q card only.
Yeah.
No GPS.
And that's
We have to do that again someday.
yeah. I do not envy anyone trying to build out a Q card event because that has to be impossible.
Yeah,
Like,
we
it is,
kind of gave up on that a couple of years ago. I was racking my brains. I got to drive it, make sure it's right.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of time.
All right. Worst aid station nightmare. No water or no snacks?
Oh, definitely water.
Yeah, I agree.
Gotta have
Yeah.
drink.
People know to bring your own food. Like, come
Right.
on. So, all right. Who's harder to wrangle up? Volunteers or riders?
Neither. We got a lot of both.
All right.
All right.
All right. Kansas Chaos. Cow on the course or a tractor on the course?
Huh. We haven't really had any cows, so I'd say farm
Okay.
equipment.
Yeah.
right.
I think the only
We can get into fall harvest. Occasionally.
Yeah.
Not usually, and it won't be this year. It's
I mean,
cooling off and everything's green, so we shouldn't have any harvest.
I mean, I would not feel bad if I'm riding and I attack and a combine decides to get in front of Travis. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. We tell riders if there's a farm equipment come down the road, just get off the road. It's their go time. That's how
Trust
me.
trust me.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win every time.
Every time. I'm like, it's all you guys. Yeah.
All right. Which storm sends chills down, or which sound sends chills down your spine more? A thunderstorm or I'm lost?
Thunderstorm. We had that lightning delay 3 years ago. That was not fun.
All right. So based on that, which one keeps you up at night? Threat of storms or porta potties?
Storms, I guess. I used to do some farming, so I've been dealing with weather for a long time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Who's tougher, the finish line crew or the finish line riders?
Oh, the riders. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. That's all I gave.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right.
So you took it easy on you today, Mark. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I figured, usually these first timer questions, it comes right after you, right to the throat.
I can handle it.
Not today.
Mark's like, I'm unshakable.
Yeah, I'm unshakable.
I don't know about that, but
He's like, did you know I ride single speed?
That's true. Yeah, maybe I should augment the questions. With
Just-
Right.
Remember, he rides single speed.
Yeah, remember he rides single
Yeah.
speed and like he's tough.
only the last 5 months though. Pretty new at it. I'm no Andy Phillips.
All right. Well, okay. So ChatGPT followed up, says which is a harder job, riding single speed or directing Pony Express?
Oh, directing.
Yeah.
It's a year-round thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I always tell people they just don't understand. Like race directors start basically right after the race ends.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I'm
right.
already thinking about next year.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Next year's yet, but not much. Just thinking. Maybe do this next year.
So which is more painful than race week stress or single speed climb?
Well, probably that climb.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. All right, last one then. Kansas wind on a single speed. You fight it or you curse it?
Probably curse it.
Yeah. Thank you. You didn't give us one of those BS answers like these other single speed riders. Like,
I
just put my head down.
Just put my head down. Focus.
Yeah, don't give me that.
You're doing the same thing that we're all doing.
Yeah. Everybody's cussing the wind.
Yep.
That was awesome.
No, it's great. Yeah. So again, I'm excited to see how this race plays out. I'm looking forward to, this is a great time of September. Yeah. It's finally cooling off.
Yeah.
I hate to talk about the weather, but man, it's just been so kind of brutal this summer.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not one to complain about it, but
it's going to be a great week to get on your bike this week and train.
Get that right.
Get that last minute panic training in, guys.
Yeah, I see Strava lighting up with a bunch of 100-mile rides this weekend.
Everybody go out, ride 120 miles. Make sure you can do it this weekend.
We get a lot of requests for where's the routes? Where's the route? Well, not yet. We'll try.
Yeah,
try to send them up a little earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, on the route thing, do you do that so you don't have people pre-riding it, or you just? Or like
it's what we've always done, I guess.
You just like everybody does that, so you're just like, might as well just like.
But I think because we usually were like Tuesday, Wednesday before, but I'm going to try to get them out next weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Just got a few things to firm up with some county road people, and we're good to go.
Talk them into grading out that 5-mile section with some fresh grade.
With some fresh chunk, throw it in there.
Like, hey. Usually don't mess with the road grader guys, because sometimes it's good when it's fresh, sometimes it isn't.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, inevitable. Every year we go out for an early season gravel ride, and the grader has just gone through that week, and it's like, oh my gosh, so
spread it out nice and even. No line.
No line. There's nobody's driven on it yet. It's just thick and loose chunk. Just like,
So we just take our chances and let them do their thing.
Yep. So
awesome.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Mark, for coming on, and and we'll see you at Pony Express, guys.
Thanks for having me, guys. We'll look forward to seeing you in about 12 days.
Yeah. Final stop of the Great Plains Gravel Cup.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Please, if you like what we are doing here, leave a like, rate us, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. It really helps us grow and finds us more SufferSooner squad mates. And remember, when the finish line feels impossibly far away, we don't give up, we push harder, we dig deeper, and we find solace in the knowledge that our suffering is temporary and our resilience is forever.